Hey, listen, the truth is, everybody wants to see you do good, but just not better than them. Because a lot of people will clap for you as long as your success stays comfortable to them. But as soon as you start leveling up, as soon as you start moving different and thinking bigger and becoming everything that you said you would be, the energy changes. But don't let that stop you, because your purpose was never meant to fit inside somebody else's comfort zone in the first place.
Felt like I had to live up to in private the things that I was saying in public. And that made the fucking hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I felt like I had to live up to in private the things that I was saying in public. What would you say to someone who's going through a string of bad days or bad weeks or bad months?
Say it's okay. You're not alone. I know. You're not alone. Stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're gonna lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life, And I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
If you stay in environments where people don't recognize the value of you, you will shrink your gift to the size of what they can stand. And that's what causes anxiety and depression and stress, because you have had to shrink into a form where people can tolerate you. I refuse to be small because you think small. I'm not shrinking my vision because you can't catch up. You either better roll with me or you gonna get rolled over.
You are not going to get anywhere in this world. You're not going to get anywhere financially, spiritually, socially, or otherwise until you get to that point where you don't give a damn about what other people think about you.
Brother, you gotta make a promise to yourself that even when it hurts, you keep walking. Even when you're tired, you keep working. And even when not a single soul believes in you, you do enough to keep going. Because as a man, you are only as strong as the promises you keep to yourself.
The best way to fight the demons that chase you in the night is to stop and turn around. Turn around, face them. A hero dies once, a coward dies 1,000 times.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen in life. Your parents are going to pass away, loved ones are going to die, your relationships are going to break down, your body is going to fail you, you're going to become ill or sick or destitute. Things are going to happen that you have no control over, and the only way that you can prepare yourself for unchosen suffering is with chosen suffering. You can elect to put yourself into a position to become a stronger alloy of whatever the metal is that you're made of. And by purposefully choosing difficult things, you will armor yourself against that situation.
You think you got so much time, man. Like you think you got so much time. Not that you need to rush your life, but you think you got time. Make that call, man. Like you think you got time. Write that letter. You think you got time. Go see that person. You think you got time. I said, man, when I say the most underrated blessing is leaving your house and making it back home every single day, people treat it like it's a cliche. Man, that's the most underrated blessing, because every single day we wake up, we walk out of our front doors. We just treat life as if it's promised to us. It's not.
Problem is, you think you have time, but in reality, you don't. So, what are you waiting for?
The story they sell themselves on. Everyone's got a story, and everyone wants to tell you their story of how bad they had it, how hard they had it. And the more times you tell yourself or others that story, the more you reinforce the fact that you're not meant to have happiness, success, abundance, great relationship, awesome health, whatever. The story, they don't realize that they still hold the pen. And there's thousands of empty pages still in that book that they could rewrite that story. But we have to let go of the pages that others have written in our book, and we can start writing how the story looks from this day forward.
Whether you do, whether you don't, they're still gonna talk about you. At gatherings, they whisper about you. If you're making moves, or you're standing still. So honestly, I've come to realize in life, just do you, just do what you want to do. Let them talk.
And the only guarantee that you and I are going to have a better tomorrow is the fact that you and I are growing today. If you and I are not growing today, what would make us think that tomorrow has greater possibilities? You don't go into possibilities, you grow into possibilities. You don't go into opportunities, you grow into opportunities. It becomes the natural thing to a person that keeps learning and growing, expanding and stretching.
There's a payoff for bad eventually. There's a payoff. It can't be bad, but for so long. If you got the strength and the understanding to realize that, shit will change. It will change.
The saying I think to myself every day is that I didn't come this far to only come this far. Creativity has no limits. We're not like a limited amount that we're gonna use up. When you do something, you check the box and move on. Do the next thing. We don't live in the past. Create a life resume. Do as many things that you can do, that you wanna do, and check the box and do the next thing.
When you take the chance to go after your dreams, when you take the risk, sure, you may fail, but what if you fly? What if you succeed? What if you do greater than you could have ever imagined? What if you impact and change millions of lives? What if the world is different in a better way because of you?
Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes happen to everybody. Everybody makes a mistake. You're not special because you make a mistake. There's no big deal to making a mistake. It's all in the recovery. It's all in the recovery. Most people don't recover from a mistake. If you want to differentiate yourself, get the blessing of the lesson, get up and move on.
If you are living a comfortable life, it only means you are continuously staying inside a field of what you know already. Every time you are crossing that line, every time you are expanding that border, you are bringing light into a space that before that time was a space of uncertainty. But there is only one way to find out and make uncertainty become knowledge, and that one is through experiencing it.
And everybody's fundamental issue is that you either hate yourself or you do nothing but judge yourself. And this habit of relentless self-criticism and relentless self-rejection is the reason why you're unhappy. It's the reason why you're never satisfied. It's the reason why you can't take a compliment and why you're uncomfortable. And it all comes down to the fact that when you stand in front of the mirror every single morning, you have this really subtle way that's not so subtle of starting your day by rejecting yourself.
People change in 4 different seasons. People change when they hurt enough they have to, when they see enough they're inspired to, when they learn enough that they want to, and when they receive enough that they're able to. Those are the 4 times that people change.
Can't be focused on the future. What you need to be focused is on the present moment. What you can control today, the habits that you input today, the amount of work ethic and good attitude that you've portrayed today. These are the things that matter. The Stoics used to speak about these things because it's so easy to either reminisce in the past or to be conjuring imaginary scenarios of the future, oftentimes negative, that lead a present moment of stress and a state of being miserable. So if you want to be in a life that is full of equanimity, equanimity means the calmness of the soul, and a life that is full of peace, you need to be here now, focusing on what you can control.
Fear never goes away. You just learn to live with it. Here's what I can tell you for free. It's going to be much harder than you think. It's going to take much longer than you think. And you're going to suffer much more than you expect. But there will be nothing worth it more. What you've got to decide for yourself, do you want to be the person you want to be? If I remove the suffering from success, you lose character. That's why you suffer. It's because The journey you have to go through is life that's going to teach you, but it's going to give you depth and character. The question you will have to ask for yourself is, do you want to be who you are, or do you want to be who you are becoming?
You're only as good as your last shot. You're only as good as your last win. A lot of people that live in past victories or past failures end up losing in life because they're reminiscing on the past. The past will not determine the future. You need to understand that every single day when you wake up, you have the ability to reset the clock and you have the ability to reset the direction of your life. If you were doing something yesterday that wasn't pushing you towards success, that doesn't define you. You can change, you can adapt, you can re-engineer your future by changing your habits.
True happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become.
Some people will never like you because I believe your spirit irritates their demons. You want to be strong? Learn how to be alone. Use this hurt as fuel, as energy. Falling down, failing is part of life. Is life. Getting up every day, no matter what, is living.
It's okay if your path is different than what you envisioned. Trust all the delays, the detours, and the roadblocks. Even if you can't see where you're headed, just trust that many roads can take you where you want to go. Maybe it's taking you longer because you aren't cutting corners or manipulating people to get there. Maybe it's taking you longer because you're doing it right. Whatever it is, just keep going.
You don't have to know exactly what you want to be when you grow up. You just have to try different things, even if 99% of them fail. You only have to be right one time. You don't have to figure it all out in advance. You can be wrong. You could pick the wrong career. You can pick the wrong job. You can pick the wrong spouse. You can pick the wrong whatever. But you get it right one time, you're set. But if you don't try, and if you don't go out there and try all those different things, you'll never get that one time.
What are you willing to do different? How willing are you? And a lot of people will put words to that, but only time will tell whether those words are followed up by the action that demonstrates the level of willingness that is required to actualize anything of meaning in this world.
Understand that you are going to take blows. You're not going to walk through this thing seamlessly, never getting hit by a punch, never losing money. It's going to happen, and it doesn't make you less. It's just going to help you understand and get hardened to the facts of things that you have to do in order to succeed. All I would urge you and tell you to do is understand that it does get darker before the dawn, and you must keep pushing through because you truly have no other choice.
I will do good, no matter what. No matter what happens to me, I will do good. No matter what happens to me. It's absolute rejection of the idea of being a victim. It's like, no matter how much suffering comes my way, no matter how much undeserved suffering comes my way, in spite of my innocence, I will not lose faith and I will do good.
Fear of not achieving your goal, what we call self-limiting beliefs, hold you back more than anything else. And your self-limiting beliefs are not based on reality. That's why you have to constantly think, if I had no limitations, what goals would I set for myself?
It's the ultimate passion, a passion for incredible success in every department of my life. That's the passion. But don't look down on some menial job you have to do to finally get you to where you want to go. No job is menial. Every job is noble. Training life for pay, making a contribution to society.
Nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change your life. Don't expect anything in your life to change if your environment is controlling your feelings and thoughts. And if your environment is controlling how you feel and think, what you're really saying is that person is controlling your feelings and your thoughts. And that means you're a victim to your environment. So turn that around and you start realizing your feelings and thoughts create your environment, and you start seeing the effects of you at cause. You're going to believe more that you're the creator of your life and less the victim of your life. And I say, the more you practice it, the better you get at it.
Everything you want will be found on your way to the top, not once you get there. The character, the discipline, the consistency, the self-respect, none of those things come with achieving the goal. They all come from the journey. Goals give you direction, but your commitment to the process will give you happiness and fulfillment. So commit to the vision, and wherever it takes you, just make sure you enjoy the ride.
You can literally feel when it is time to move into the next chapter of your life. And the thing is, your new life is going to cost you your old life. All you are going to lose is what you built for a person you no longer are. Let it go.
It's supposed to be hard. Everything worth pursuing comes with a little pain. The trick is not minding that it hurts.
Denzel.
Yes.
When we all leave this earth, and we all will, what do you want to be remembered for?
You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You know, you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
And be it money, talent, patience, love, whatever your gift is, you can't take it with you. So what are you going to do with it when you're here?
So if you're going to fail, fail big. I like that philosophy. I do too. I'm not a fall back mentality kind of person. People would say, well, you better have another career to fall back on. I'm like, I don't want to fall back on anything. If I fall, I want to fall forward.
Strength, leadership, power, authority, guidance, patience are God's gift to us as men. We have to cherish that.
I'll say it again. Don't confuse movement with progress, because you can run in place and not get anything done. So are you moving forward, and who you're taking with you, and how you made things better by the God-given talent that you all have in whatever area it may be.
Those who can do. Those who can't, talk about those who can. Yeah. Now, can you or can you not? Are you just one that sits on the sideline to talk about other people, or can you step up?
Who have you lifted up? Who have you made better? Who have you helped out? Not how much do you have, but what you have. Some people have love, some have patience, some have money, some have fame. Whatever your talent is, we all have something. Help your fellow man. I mean, that's the way I look at it. At the end of the day, none of us are perfect. None of us are angels, but you do the best you can with what you have.
I'm human. I'm just like you. What I have will not keep me on this earth for one more day. I never looked at things as problems. I look at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. Someone, but she did this, and I was, well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, because they said this and Shannon said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference, because you never know who's watching.
So you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody or you're nobody.
Your own childhood. I'd read something in which you said that some of the kids you grew up with were in prison today or were dead today.
Yeah.
Why not you?
I was just very, very lucky. And I had more to lose at home than I did in the street. You've been taught your entire life that you haven't done anything. That's what I've been taught. So basically, I was taught I didn't do anything.
But while we are talking about this business of self-esteem, then I get back to you. And that is, do you therefore, as one of the handful of really very successful African-American actors, feel that you must be a role model?
Yeah, there's a pressure there. It's interesting, but when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too, right?
You find a way, you start off each morning with your bucket of self-esteem, and you come out the door and everybody's sitting there with ladles, ready to just, scoop it out and scoop it out and scoop it out. So you have to refill that bucket every day. Whatever your practice, meditation, prayer, hope, dream, but you gotta fill that bucket. You gotta understand that it is being emptied every day, and you find a way to refresh and refocus and remember and say thank you.
I'm not concerned with what people think about me. I don't care about that, especially now. When I was younger, I didn't grow up like your generation is growing up, where a zillion people are watching you all the time and you're looking to be followed all the time. And, you know, you actually had to be good at what you did. You don't have to be good now. You just have to be eccentric. You just have to do something stupid. You just have to get people to follow you, you know. And the thing about following is you got to have something when they get there. In my day, you had to have something before they got there. I'm a leading man. You know, I don't follow nobody. I follow the Lord.
True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. You already have it. Claim it. Understand this also. You have these dreams. Dreams without goals remain dreams, just dreams, and ultimately fuel disappointment. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. And it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You got talent. You got a chance, and I want to hear about your environment, what your mama didn't give you, and the white man won't give you no shot. You got a chance. Use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is. You have no idea what death is. Make a decision. A man is supposed to take care of his family because you're my son. Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying? By the grace of God, the better I get at what I'm doing, and I don't think the world has seen my best work yet, to God be the glory. That's where I'm at, spiritually, mentally, physically, psychologically. I don't look back. I'm pressing forward. Man gives the award, God gives the reward. Heard what I said? Man gives the award, God gives the reward. I'm interested in the reward. That's what phase of my life I'm in. And one of the most important lessons in life that you should know is to remember to have an attitude of gratitude, of humility. Understand where the gift comes from. It's not mine, it's been given to me by the grace of God. Use what I have, use what you have. Help others. You know, on your last day, you can't take it with you, but you can leave it here. First part of your life, you learn. Second part of your life, you earn. Third part of your life, you return. How many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? I am thankful that God Almighty has put me here for a purpose that actually has nothing to do with acting. I have a gift, a God-given gift to act. But that's not why I was put on this planet. What you and what they and what he reacts to is what's in me. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but the It's the joy. That's where the joy is in helping others. That's where the success is in helping others. And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have.
The more opinions there are of you, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it.
But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're gonna get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
As I get stronger, physically, mentally, spiritually, as I get stronger, I am more willing and able to share what's in me with others like yourself, to take your time, to put the devices down, to get on your knees and pray, to make sure you treat people kindly.
When you say you're gonna do something, you do it. Because your word is your bond, son. That's all you have.
You can get addicted to peace, and you can also get addicted to chaos. So the desire for something more shocking, more stunning grows, because you're developing a habit of needing that shot, if you will.
What do you say to the men around the world who are watching this from someone who is their hero? And
dreams without goals? Dreams without goals are just dreams.
Come on.
Are just dreams.
Come on.
And ultimately, they fuel disappointment.
Goals on the road to achievement.
You must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency, because without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. But more importantly, you shouldn't do it to be seen. You know, pray about it. Whatever it is you're committed to, fight for it. Fear is nothing but contaminated faith. Fear is nothing but contaminated faith. And I can't think of a better message as we send you off today. To not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. So you gotta lift them faith weights. You gotta do your curls and your squats daily. You may get injured. You may wanna throw them down. You may wanna give up.
Yeah, and so what? We're gonna give up? If you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one.
The position I have, the money I have, the stardom I have, the joy that or pain or whatever I've given to people through the films that I've done don't make me any better. So whatever you're doing, whatever lane you're in, what an opportunity you have.
If you had to do it all over again, would you make the same choices?
What choice? We can't run from who we are. Our destiny chooses us.
Look at all the guilt which burdens you so. What do you blame yourself for?
I ran away.
I hurt all of those people.
Accept the reality that these things happened, but do not let them cloud and poison your energy. If you are to be a positive influence on the world, you need to forgive yourself.
The shapes are always changing. Changing is their normal state, like us. Even if we're not changing on the outside, we're changing on the inside constantly. There's some stuff about me that I've been ignoring for a long time. I'm afraid of that stuff, but it's part of who I am. As long as I know the shape of my soul, I'll be all right.
You seem quieter than usual tonight.
Every year I come here, I wonder if it should be the last time. If I should put the past behind me, try to lead a normal life.
Santayana says that those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it.
He also said a fanatic is someone who redoubles his efforts while losing sight of his goal.
Sonny and my father always said that when I get older I would understand. Well, I finally did. I learned something from these two men. I learned to give love and get love unconditionally. You just have to accept people for what they are. And I learned the greatest gift of all. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And the choices that you make will shape your life forever.
And I know you think you gotta be perfect to keep the people you love in your life. But D, that's not true. Family don't run from mistakes. And we don't judge people by their flaws. We just love people for who they are. But it is up to you to trust people with the real you.
The truth is, for all my struggles to make my mark in life, for all I've accomplished, in just a few short generations, my name will be forgotten. Even the greatest of us can't compete with time and death.
Then why do you go on? Why does anyone? Why don't I just destroy you and everything else right now?
If you do that, you won't see the end of it.
The end of what? The evolutionary process.
My purpose, if you will, is to see where it's all going. And you'll live forever.
You'll be able to see it all. Is that my purpose? Simply to be a witness?
We create our own purpose in life. Now go create yours.
It's difficult to understand the sum of a person's life. Some people would tell you it's measured by the ones left behind. Some believe it can be measured in faith. Some say by love. Other folks say life has no meaning at all. Me, I believe that you measure yourself by the people who measured themselves by you.
A king may move a man. A father may claim a son. That man can also move himself. And only then does that man truly begin his own game. Remember that howsoever you are played or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that.
Maybe I'm in the wrong line of work. Maybe I should take on something less challenging.
You do what you are, Jesse.
You mean you are what you do?
No, I mean, you do what you are. You're born with a gift. If not that, then you get good at something along the way. And what you're good at, you don't take for granted. You don't betray it.
What if you do betray your gift?
Then you betray yourself. That's a sad thing.
This one's pretty.
Not according to the book. If you go by the checklist, this one's perfect.
but I like how mine's a little off-center. It's got wabi-sabi.
You can't win an argument by making up words.
Wabi-sabi is an Eastern tradition, Dad. It's celebrating the beauty in what's flawed, like the crack in the Liberty Bell or the mole on Cindy Crawford's face.
The Liberty Bell is great, but come on, if it was in a contest with a bunch of bells without cracks, it would lose.
But sometimes it's the small imperfections that make you love something even more. So what if this rose is a little too short, a little too wide? It's got more personality than those other ones.
Life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. You must look into that storm and shout as you did in Rome. Do your worst, for I will do mine. Then the fates will know you as we know you.
Rise, young warrior. You must get up. Your journey is not over.
I can't fight him. He has all my weapons. I have nothing.
When you began your journey, you were determined. Nothing could stop you. And now that you are so close, are you willing to give up so easily?
It was easier at the beginning.
Beginnings are often easier. But think of all that you have accomplished along your journey. What you have learned from your battles with a bear, the snake, the monkey.
What's the point of fighting my way up the mountain when someone else is just going to come up the easy way?
There is always going to be someone who does things the easy way. But that should not stop you from doing things the right way. It is your journey, young warrior. Only you decide when it ends.
No one who dares to raise their hand against a comrade ever dies a decent death. Remember that.
Well, that means our fates are sealed. Seems you and I are depraved and worthless.
Not true. We're both human, not fish. No matter who you are, you do not truly know what kind of man you've become until you reach the very end. One realizes one's true nature at the moment of death.
No one answered when I knocked.
The door to destiny is always open if you are brave enough to walk through it.
You're stronger than your father.
He didn't know my father.
But I know the rage that drives you. That impossible anger strangling the grief until the memory of your loved one is just poison in your veins. And one day you catch yourself wishing the person you loved had never existed. So you'd be spared your pain.
This is why you were chosen. Because a strong man who has known power all his life, he loses respect for that power. But a weak man knows the value of strength and knows compassion.
Whatever happens tomorrow, you must promise me one thing. That you will stay who you are.
Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
The world breaks everyone, Travis. The very good, the very gentle, the very brave. And those it doesn't break, it kills. There's no shame in being a broken man. I should know. You just pick up the pieces and start rebuilding.
How did you find peace? I took away your parents. Everything. I scarred you for life.
See, that's the thing, Shen. Scars heal. You gotta let go of that stuff from the past, because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
There are two kinds of sufferers in this world. Those who suffer from a lack of life, and those who suffer from an overabundance of life. I've always found myself in the second category. The realm of the real spirit, the true artist, the saint, the philosopher, is rarely achieved. Why so few? Why is world history and evolution not stories of progress, rather this endless and futile addition of zeros? So what are these barriers that keep people from reaching anywhere near their real potential? The answer to that can be found in another question, and that's this. Which is the most universal human characteristic? Fear or laziness?
I'll tell you a secret. Something they don't teach you in your temple. The gods envy us. They envy us because we're mortal. Because any moment might be our last. Everything's more beautiful because we're doomed. We will never be here again.
Now, you know what I want to mess around with? The belief that I matter, regardless of what I do or don't achieve. Or the belief that we all deserve to be loved. Whether we've been hurt, or maybe we've hurt somebody else. Or what about the belief of hope? Yeah, that's what I want to mess with. Believing that things can get better, that I can get better, that we will get better.
Oh, man.
To believe in yourself, to believe in one another, man, that's fundamental to being alive. And look, hey, if you can do that, if each of you can truly do that, can't nobody rip that apart.
Earth is the element of substance. The people of the Earth Kingdom are diverse and strong. They are persistent and enduring. Water is the element of change. The people of the Water Tribe are capable of adapting to many things. They have a deep sense of community and love that holds them together through anything. Fire is the element of power. The people of the Fire Nation have desire and will, and the energy and drive to achieve what they want. Air is the element of freedom. The air nomads detached themselves from worldly concerns and found peace and freedom.
Why are you telling me these things?
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.
I'm done being scared.
Who said I'm not scared?
But you took on a croc.
And I was scared doing it. If you ain't scared of a croc biting you on the face, you ain't alive. Listen, kid, you can't get rid of fear. It's like Mother Nature. You can't beat her or outrun her. But you can get through it. You can find out what you're made of.
When you lose your money, you lose nothing. When you lose your health, you lose something. When you lose your character, you lose everything. Remember that.
Darkness is a powerful ally if you know how to befriend it. You will not break the rock tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, or perhaps ever.
You said to break the rock.
I said to try to break the rock. I know what happened to you, to your family. The whole world knows. Now you want to stop that from happening to anyone else. But evil is as eternal as this rock. Even if you break the rock, there will be pebbles. Break the pebbles, there will be sand. And evil remains. You cannot change that, no matter how much you train. Except what you cannot change. It is not your burden to bear. Life is meant to be lived with others. It is too hard to do it alone.
For what it's worth, it's never too late, or
In my case, too early. To be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start it all over again.
The way I see it, if something makes you sad when it ends, it must have been pretty wonderful when it was happening. Truth be told, I've always felt it a bit lazy to just think of the world as sad, because so much of it is. Because everything ends, everything dies.
Look out there. Out there is the perfect lap. No mistakes. Every gear change, every corner. Perfect. You see it?
I think so.
Most people can't. Most people don't even know it's out there, but it is. It's there.
Now, did you see our tree? Everything that made that giant tree is already contained inside this tiny little seed. All it needs is some time, a little bit of sunshine and rain, and voila!
This rock will be a tree.
Seed to tree, you've got to work with me here, all right? Okay. Now, you might not feel like you can do much now, but that's just because, well, you're not a tree yet. You just have to give yourself some time. You're still a seed.
I know we've had some difficult times lately. We've had to struggle just to get by. But it's nothing to be ashamed of. There is a simple honor in poverty.
There's no honor for me without the Avatar.
Zuko, even if you did capture the Avatar, I'm not so sure it would solve our problems. Not now.
And there is no hope at all.
No, Zuko. You must never give in to despair. Allow yourself to slip down that road and you surrender to your lowest instincts. In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.
Just do good things and good things will happen to you, mate. So how do I do it? How do I turn my dreams into reality? What's the first thing anyone does before they start their day? You wake up.
You are going to pay a price. Now, whether you pay that price now or whether you pay that price later, that price is going to be paid. Paying the price now means doing what you need to do right now to build that version of yourself that's going to create the life that you desire in the future. And there's a reward for paying that price up front. And then there's people who choose to pay it later. Those are people who say, I'm in my 20s. My 20s should be spent having fun. And those people pay a price, but they pay it later. Right now they're having fun. Right now they're carefree, but they're destroying their future. And by the time they get to be 35 or 40 or 50 years old, they're going to be pinned into an existence that they cannot tolerate.
But I have good news. Nothing hard lasts forever. There's only 3 things that can happen. You either quit, it gets easier, or you get better. So no matter what, it always ends. You only lose when you quit before you see it all the way through. And I think that's incredibly encouraging. So no matter how hard whatever it is that you're doing is, but no matter how hard it is, you either quit, it gets easier because something changes externally, or you get harder, something changes internally. But no matter what, it will end. Think about it like you're mining for gold, right? You're chiseling away underground and you've got this pile of gold. You don't know how far away it is, but it's underground and you're digging towards it. This difficulty of swinging the pickaxe can end when 1, you walk out of the mine and say. The second is that all of a sudden you hit a soft patch and then you're like, oh my God, I'm digging so much faster now. This is great. And then you get to the gold. Or you just start swinging the axe harder because you get more muscled, you get more efficient with your movements, and you just keep chiseling away, even if it goes from dirt to rock. You just keep chiseling away at a slower pace, but you eventually break through and get there. But in all 3 of those scenarios, hard doesn't last forever.
For those of you out there going through tough times right now, facing adversity and some uncertainty in your life, I just want to remind you that you've had big goals, you've had big dreams, you've had big ambitions, and when God or the universe, whoever your higher power is about to set you up to achieve and receive those big goals, dreams, and ambitions that you've set yourself up for, He's got to first test you. He's got to first put you up against adversity. Adversity is the resistance that you build your mental and emotional and gratitude muscles against, right? We go to the gym, you work out, you build your physical muscles. Don't forget that we have to build our mental, emotional, and gratitude muscles so that when we receive the blessings, when we receive the good things that are to come, that you can appreciate them better. So the adversity you're experiencing now, there's a reason behind it. Keep pushing through. And you will receive the benefits, but it's never on your timeline.
You know what's the worst thing for your heart and your mind is when you fail, when you get rejected, when you fall, is to complain about it. Because now what you did is you just gave complaining life. And it's funny, when you give complaining life, what does it do? It attracts other individuals that complain.
Find meaning in the struggle, and the struggle will become meaningful. Find meaning in the challenge, and you'll start to become grateful for the challenges that arise in your life. And what's the meaning? The meaning is to develop you into the best version of yourself. The meaning is for you to grow and evolve. Find that meaning in everything that you go through. And it's not always going to make sense to you on why you're going through this certain thing. Finding meaning does not mean making sense of it. So often when we try to make sense of everything that happens to us, we create more resistance, more frustration. Embrace it and find meaning in it. So I'm going to embrace what this is. But I'm open to learning. I'm open to the growth. I'm open to the shifts that can come from this. And I'm gonna assign meaning to the situation as an opportunity for me to develop.
People want their life to be free of struggle and conflict. They want a smooth path in front of them. When you face adversity or things aren't going quite well, you have to reassess who you are. You have to reassess your opinions. You have to say, maybe I'm not doing this the right way. Maybe my patterns of responding in the past aren't working out. Maybe there's something wrong with me. How can I learn from this moment? How can I get past this particular obstacle? If you never have failure, if you never have conflict, you are never going to develop yourself in life. So conflict is something you must welcome as a test and a challenge and a way to strengthen yourself up, because life is harsh, life is difficult. And if you're not tough in this world, you're going to have a life of pain.
Comfort zone is killing you, and it is painful to watch. And it's not even a big dramatic battle that you're losing, but a slow, silent, unnoticed death of your potential. And in some ways, that's even more sad. It's like watching someone blow out a candle for the final time. No explosion, just darkness. Every time you hit snooze, every time you break a promise to yourself, every time you choose comfort over discipline, another piece of you fades. Until one day, there is nothing left. No fire, no drive, just the sour aftertaste of regret and bitterness. But here's the thing, you're not dead yet. The flame is not out. You've still got fight left in you. And guess what? There is nothing better than a comeback story. Start now, small steps every day. I promise you, as soon as you gain some momentum, it will get easier. Hell, it will become fun. Just promise me you will not let the flame go out.
This is the idea that most people walk down this path that isn't really theirs. They're handed this default path, this default definition of success, these default settings of meaning, and accept them as their own and march blindly down that path. And they wake up in 50 years and maybe wonder what the hell they just did with their one life that they got a shot at. You are the hero in your hero's journey. That is not a grandiose statement, that is true. You get one shot at all of this, so engage in something that matters to you.
I like it when the water is warm in the shower, but I built the muscle that allows me to turn it this way to make it cold, to build that muscle of doing the hard thing. I never want to go for the run. I like how I feel after. And I have to force myself to do it. I have to push myself to do it. And I've built the muscle that not just pushes myself to do it, but also pushes myself while I'm doing it to go further or to go faster. And it's that same muscle that I draw on when I find my attention wandering. You build this muscle, this discipline inside you that you can draw. And the Stoics would call this the command of oneself. Seneca says, no one is fit to rule who is not first master of themselves. The greatest empire is command of ourselves.
Confidence is not something you could fake. Arrogance is faked. It's people pretending to be somebody they're not or better than they are because they know they haven't done the reps. See, confident people don't have to walk around telling you they're ready because they look ready. You can just tell they're ready because they've actually gone through the reps and they truly are. Life is the same way as the battlefield. Challenges are coming. And if I do the reps, if I do the hard work before I get to those challenges, I'm going to be confident. And I'm going to be ready for those challenges. Now, I'm not going to go out and actually look for hard things to do. I'm going to try to do what I want to do and meet my goals, but it doesn't have to be harder just to make it feel like I've done more. But if they come, I want to be ready. And I get ready and I gain that confidence by doing the hard work when nobody else is willing to. By doing the hard work after hours. By getting up every single day knowing that if I go through the motions and the reps and the rehearsals, I can be ready and confident when challenges happen. When you do them now and you gain that confidence, that success is going to continue to grow. Go out every single day knowing you're ready for the fight or you're ready for the challenge because you've done the reps and you have the confidence, and let life bring it because you know you're gonna win.
We're not able to think. The most powerful weapon in the world, we walk around with it. It's our mind, it's our brain. You have to be able to go into a very dark place in your mind and figure who you are. Go back to what you want to do. What's your purpose? We can't figure our purpose out or why we're here or why we're even born or whatever because it's so loud in our mind. We don't have any quiet time with ourselves to sit back and say, what do I really want? There's so many different dialogues in our head that we can't think. So my biggest thing is you have to be alone in a very dark place in your mind to think about what is important to you.
It says in that manual, it says, other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Think about that. Just think about that. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. It's in your head. Now, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will. We all will.
The biggest trophy that I ever got in my entire life was me.
was really figuring out me. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about being accepted by your peers and everybody else. It's about figuring out who I am and being happy with who I am. Even though I'm going to be judged for all these things.
Nobody understands you, because how could they? If you spend your whole life trying to be like nobody else, work harder than the average person, care more than anybody else would, what makes you think they'll understand? What you're looking for is rare, and same goes for me. And it might sound like bad news that this understanding you're looking for isn't easy to come by, but that's exactly why you want it. You know you could have the run-of-the-mill life that's easy to get, but it's not fulfilling. So recognize that more value requires more responsibility, and that responsibility is genuinely something to cherish.
If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
The night is darkest just before the dawn.
No, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up.
So you're at rock bottom. Good.
There's only one way, one direction. If you're at the bottom, there's only one way, but you got to look up.
You know something? There is nothing better than a redemption story.
Rock bottom. Bottom isn't when you experience the worst moment of your life. Bottom is when you change.
If there's no struggle, then it's nothing. Then there's no journey.
Even if you're at rock bottom, the only place you can go is up.
If you don't want to wake up, then
what have you got to lose?
Exactly.
The struggle of coming back is beautiful.
And I promise you, the dawn is coming.
There is a mountain whose peak is so tall it is hidden behind the clouds. I want you to look up at it.
Make a commitment to stop the thing that is destroying you and start the thing that's going to build you.
Because you're not everything you could be, and you know it.
Understand that this mountain is no foreign entity. It is you. You are the mountain. And today, you stop cowering from your own potential.
Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you have to go, nothing is working in my life. I'm miserable, I'm depressed, my career isn't going in the right way. Okay, maybe I'm the source of it. And when you hit rock bottom, you're willing to take anything. The pain of looking at yourself isn't maybe as bad as the hole that you dug yourself into.
People talk about hitting rock bottom. When you get to a point where you really can look at yourself objectively and think like, oh shit, what have I been doing? Like that's a state, that's a mental state where you are very prone and you have a very high potential to be able to say, okay, I can't do this anymore. I got to change something.
But the one thing that remained constant was every time I was down, every time I hit rock bottom, somehow I was able to put everything aside and say, right, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna get back up.
Where they reach rock bottom, but when the excuses all go away and people can actually confront the fact that this is all because of me, and it hurts, but is also unbelievably empowering, because if these problems are because of me, then I'm capable of fixing these problems.
It's never a bad thing to be at rock bottom. It's a good thing actually, because you can really search yourself and find out who you are and what you really want. Because at rock bottom, you don't do anything else apart from soul search. And the only way out of there is up. And that's it, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So I think everybody needs to be at rock bottom sometime in their life to decide who they are and what they want and what they're doing in this life.
It's like, I have nothing to lose. If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action. It makes you a much more dangerous person.
Whatever it is that got you to rock bottom, whatever it is that got you to this place of where all the chips are down, there is a way out. But when you're there, it's hard to see the top of the staircase. If you're at rock bottom, you have to make a commitment to do one thing. And that one thing is to start the thing that's going to build you and to stop one thing that's destroying you.
They say the greatest achievement of somebody comes right after their worst defeat. When they've hit rock bottom, hit the bottom of the barrel, they got nothing left. Everyone's given up on them. They've lost all their worldly possessions. They're dead broke on their back. It's at that point, guys, when everything's lost, that everything can be gained. There's no more ego there, is there? They let go of, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I don't like, what if this person rejects me? The animosity, the pressures of society, they let it all go because they've lost it all. They're just now left with the intestinal fortitude, the pride within. Do I want to stay on the bottom of this barrel or do I climb the out of this hole?
You're being tested, and without a test, there's no testimony. Life tests you. Sometimes life annihilates you, but it's only up to you if you want to take some more. It's going to dish it out, but eventually, if you don't quit, it'll be merciful to you.
Even though extreme ownership hurts and is painful, it's also liberating because now you have control over your fate and over your destiny, and that is a glorious thing.
I never wanted to feel it again. I never wanted to feel it again. But what it did was it showed me what is possible. And that's what set the new stage for me. That's when I realized, oh man, I've really been underachieving my entire life.
Maybe you failed your examination. Maybe you got thrown out of this university. Maybe you got fired from a job. Maybe somebody ditched you. Maybe something else like this happened. These are all small things between life and death. Because you came here with nothing, isn't it? When you die, there is no container service for you. You die with nothing. In spite of that, most people are carrying such a huge baggage on their head as if they're carrying the whole universe on their head. This is their own psychological condition. Your thought and emotion is what you're talking about, right? When are you going to figure out how to handle your thought and emotion? Not hers, not his, yours. When are you going to learn how to handle my thought and my emotion?
So when you begin to look at your past, give an interpretation that empowers you. That's where I used to be, that's not where I am now. I'm growing, reinterpreting our past, understanding and knowing that we can move from where we are, that we can begin to design the kind of life that empowers us, that gives us happiness, that enable us to be on top of who we are, knowing that as we begin to explore new horizons and new vistas in life, that as we begin to focus on developing ourselves, as we begin to elevate ourselves and not to follow the crowd, activating the thinker in us and disciplining and putting on hold the emotional part of ourselves. It's not easy, but through practice and practice and practice, practice makes what? Practice makes improvement.
I say to myself, I refuse to believe that if I'm a good person and that if I'm working hard, I refuse to believe that this doesn't work out. I refuse to believe that I'm not going to be okay. Like, I know that this moment's going to pass, and I know that I will look back on this moment 5 years from now, and I'll see exactly what I was meant to learn.
If you're at rock bottom right now, if you're struggling, if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, what I want you to think about right now is that this is the beginning of your redemption story. All the most inspiring stories that we watch and listen to, and all the most inspiring people that we follow online, they have at one point been in a position where there was massive adversity and they had to overcome it. When you're hit with adversity, you're given a choice. You can either accept defeat and lay down and die, or you can fight back. You can overcome those demons. You can overcome that darkness. You can become the person that inspires other people when they're in your situation. So your next move, you're either going to be inching closer to defeat or inching closer to victory. And that is entirely up to you.
And that is a spark of what it turns out to be their greatest moment, their greatest hour. We can live that way, guys. Imagine the life you can live when you let go of that thought of failure.
You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. You'll never hit a state of perfection. You're always bigger than what you do. And so all you're looking for are new breakthroughs through practice and practice and practice. You'll get better and better and better. And there's still some things that will happen to you that will catch you on the blind side that you did not anticipate. You'll get knocked down, but you won't be knocked out. You'll be able to get to your feet again, be on the ropes, but you'll have a fast recovery rate when you work on yourself.
You at your weakest state, bottom of the barrel. What's about to happen? Your greatest triumph. You kill yourself on pride in here, leaving nothing to spare. What's gonna come? The growth of opportunity.